Okay, so it's connected into both. That's not terrible. If it happens again, I'll disconnect the YouTube side. We are on number 4.
Oh, what a weird goddamn hand this is.
So this will be me on the play.
It will be.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this too.
It's a very weird hand. Ready?
I am.
Mana Crypt.
So I mean, like, obviously I have the force of will.
Yeah.
So the question I'm asking myself is, like, can I shut everything down by forcing that? I'm gonna guess yes. Time Walk Force.
Go.
Yes!
We kept a super risky one.
Oh god, yeah, like the Time Walk too, man. Like this, you really want to hold on to those things. Okay, Bayou, Black Lotus. Black Lotus makes blue Oko.
Okay.
Make an elk. Or make a food. It'll be an elk later. Go ahead.
Top deck workshop like a boss.
Yep, you got a workshop.
Oh, you're gonna love this. So Mana Vault,
Okay.
Soul Ring,
Okay.
Piping Needle,
God damn it.
Oko, 3 Metal Cyst, 2 Ravager.
Wow, fuck you.
There's the hand. That's what I was trying to do.
Oh wow,
last
I really
turn.
needed to force that card then. Yeah.
Yeah. Go.
Alright, let's see if I can top deck out of this shit. Nope. The rest of my hand was just like wastelands. That's not what I need from here on out.
No, we're just gonna go all in on those and get there. Yep, and we got Ballista next turn to go even farther.
Yeah, did not matter how I played that hand at all.
Alright, we snuck one.
Yep, got one. You got one with the affinity start.
Blow the entire load turn 1, yeah. Well, turn 2 after the counter, but yeah, basically.
Basically turn 1.
Yeah. But it's game 5, you're on the play, and oh boy. That said, you can see why we needed to adjust the main to be able to deal with game 1 a little bit better, because you do win almost all the post-board games, but not all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't afford to take L's on Workshop just because you gave up game 1 every time.
Right. Well, Force of Vigor is good in other places too.
That's why there's
It's
one in
good
the main.
all over the format.
Yeah, there's a reason there's one in the main, because every deck I know of runs at least at least 2 artifacts or enchantments in every deck, and usually it's more like 4 to 6 no matter what. So 1 Force of Vigor in the main feels great.
Let's see. So I'm on the draw for this time.
Sure.
Right?
No, you're on play. It's game 5, because I took play on the first 5.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, no.
Tight.
This one's all you, buddy. 1, 2, 3, 4,
So
5, 6, 7. Sure.
Mox Emerald makes Deathrite Shaman, Misty Rainforest, and pass.
Workshop. Foundry. Pass.
End step. Go to 19. Get some fetchins.
Some fetchins.
What am I fetching? I'm gonna get.
That push. That good.
I don't have the push right now.
The fact that that deck can go turn 1 Oko is just... wow.
It's pretty gross, isn't it?
I thought it was bad when it was turn 3. Or turn 2 in standard off the Gilded Goose. It felt pretty rough, but...
Let's see here.
move the life totals back to 20 here.
Wasteland that.
Ah, you dick.
I'm gonna exile it for, I don't know, white mana and play Energy Flux.
Game 5. In a nutshell. Well, we've got some time. You want to play against something else?
How much time we got?
Like 40 minutes?
Oh, quite a bit, yeah.
Give you a chance to try out a different
Sure,
matchup?
yeah. I think we've learned what happens here. I think we've learned.
We're about even on the pre-board, and post-board I get smoked.
Post board, it looks good for the bug team. The bug buddies.
The bug buddies.
Bug buddies.
And I don't think there's really a way to fix for these hate cards, you know what I mean? Like, there isn't colorless counters for blue cards.
No, I mean that's.
I think that just hoses me, and that's that. Which is fair, you know? Given what this deck can do, fair.
Let's see, is that what? No, there were 3 Force of Vigors, weren't there?
Okay.
There's just 1 in the main and, yeah, 2, 3 in the side.
Here's the deck that should be interesting. This is going to be
guess
blue-red
that's-
Murktide.
I guess that's the downside of taking out Jace, the Mind Sculptor, which probably should happen.
Right.
But it can't accurately be called Bug Buddies after that. Oh no, wait, Narset's still in there.
There is that. Yeah, we need a little work on the glare. I'm not sure what to do with that. Is it a scenario where you just need the whole room to be lit so that it's, you know what I mean?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The even coverage that I've seen, you know, of like big events, there's always glare.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything you can do about it totally. You just do what you can.
Okay. Well, this is pretty good overall.
Yeah.
Like, there's some glare, but it's not terrible, except for like one spot on the mat.
So what do you got there?
Is it Murktide?
I don't know. Is it?
This one also has been shifted heavily over the last week and a half, so I'm kind of curious how it lines up.
I rolled a 2 yet again.
I'll take the play. But neither of these decks are like combo speed demon decks. Both of these are more on the let's grind it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll keep.
Okay.
Volcanic Island, Ragavan.
Ragavizzle.
Go ahead.
Land. Mox. What are the odds that you have lightning bolts in there? I think pretty low. 0-1 Goyf. Go.
Interesting. Smack for 2.
Take 2.
Treasure token and exiles the top card of yours, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Okay.
Fuck off!
Well, Goyf's going to be too big. That's awkward. God damn, that Goyf is so awkward. Just sits there. Okay, so if we use a treasure, it's still only a 1/2, but then we don't get the Scalding Torrent. Oh, fuck this shit, we're doing it. Alright, we'll crack it. And I'm going to play the Time Walk.
Okay.
Grab an island.
2-3 Goyf. Haha.
Yup. Ragavan has been shut down temporarily. But it was a hell of a Ragavan. Ragavan got the Time Walk and Accelerate.
Ragavan snagging Time Walk is one of the best.
Yeah.
Though usually, I think Narset is about the best thing I've ever gotten off of a Ragavan. Because the deck that's playing Narset is also playing a bunch of card draw.
Get another island. This deck likes its basics. Alright. Time Walk.
Second Time Walk of the game. Okay, okay.
Ancestral.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Time Walk, Ancestral. Just a bunch of fap noises coming from that side of the table. You're still really like...
Murktide. Exiling.
Yep.
Gets 2 counters. Alright. Go to your turn 2, I guess?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave it like that.
My turn 2, and you've got...
God damn it. No. We'll swing.
Block.
Kill it. Now. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Go.
Okay. Oh, the things. First, we're going to assassinate that bitch.
Course Negation.
Fuck off. We're done. That's the game.
And Bolt. There you are.
Oh, there is bolts in there.
Yeah, Bolt, Arcanist Bolt.
How many bolts?
3
In the main?
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
okay.
2 or 3. It got shifted because they used to be Pyroblast, and like I don't need to counter blue spells that much.
That's a fancy bolt.
Yeah, there's 3. This is very fancy.
It was nice of Wizards to send that to you.
I really appreciate it, yeah.
Yeah.
Secret layer number 5.
Yeah, yeah.
1,000.
Secret Layer 9000.
Noodle stirring sounds from Lord Skitham. I'm assuming that came up around the time I was double time walking. Stir the noodles. Nothing else to be done.
Noodle stirring sounds. Yeah. Darth Skitham is well known for making a lot of noodles with butter.
Sorry, one quick thing that needs to get shifted out. The space that I even left it in.
Oh, I see more sideboarding in game 1. All right.
No, I have a proxy. Like not a, you get the point. A backwards
shit proxy?
Yeah, a backwards facing proxy. I was like, we need to not have that on there. Let me just grab the one card I need. There it is.
Let's see. Knowing this matchup, I've got to throw this back.
That was the one. But I knew there's exactly one sitting around in Doomsday, so that makes it easy. I'm ordering 9 more of those.
9 more Force of Negations.
That's how many decks need it.
For the low, low price of $10 million.
$11, yes. 11-1.
Oh, fuck. Ah, fuck. I'm only to 5.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll keep it. Yeah. Gonna be a weird one.
Okie dokie. Yep, that's the gamble. So then, Gataxian Probe.
Treasure Cruise, Murktide Regent, Magus, Ragavan, Bolt, Island, Scalding Tarn.
Good to know about that Magus. I'll draw my card. Play this Verdant Catacombs. I'm gonna bust it up to get a fucking forest. Go ahead.
Crack, Bolt, Mountain.
Even the forest is a fucking proxy.
Mm-hmm. The super secretist layer. Go ahead.
Goodbye.
Can't let you do turn 2 Oko shit.
Oh, come on. Why you gotta be like that? Underground Sea, go.
Dash.
Away it goes.
Precious. But more importantly, treasure. And you go to 2 points. You go ahead.
God damn it. Wasteland, go.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of cute. Magus.
Yep.
Volcanic.
Yep.
Ragavan.
Yep.
Pass it on over.
Lose game.
Yeah.
So there's nothing. I think there's only one basic in the whole deck here.
Yes.
So this deck's just fucking cold the Blood Moon.
That's why that was one of the decks that got wrecked by Darth Zero's Mono Red Prison. And this was the deck that got shifted because I was tired of losing to Mono Red Prison. And it ended up improving a lot of matchups because you just don't need Flusterstorm ×4 in the main. You know what I mean?
Right.
You also don't really want Grim Lavamancer in a deck that has Dreadhorde Arcanist, Treasure Cruise, Dig Through Time, and Murktide Regent.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
But there's only 2 Magus of the Moons in the deck. This is not an 8 moon deck. This is 2 moons. It is an 8 force deck, but
they are good. There's so many wonky hands in here. I'll keep this. I'll keep this. It's just fine, but it's wonky.
Like, I think the creatures in this need to change a little bit, not a ton. But there are, like we saw in the 8 moon prison deck, there's 3 drops in red that are insane. And this runs none of them. So, we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sure.
Alright, my turn 1, go.
Sapphire?
Sapphire.
Island. Dashavan.
Trophy it.
Don't mind that.
Yeah, kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, but...
Pass.
Catacombs to get me a land, play an Oko that you're going to counter.
Results.
No fucking way. Alright, there's the land. I'll make food. Go ahead.
Flooded Strand, crack, go to 19. Island.
Motherfucking Oko!
Gonna smoke-o. Get that Oko. Talking about that Yoko. On that Oko. Okay. Magus.
Okay.
Pass.
Misty. Oko gets to Elkin. Elkin this treasure. Well, it was. Guess it wasn't. Your turn.
Cards.
3.
Expressive Iteration.
Sure. Preordain.
Cast Preordain.
Sure.
Both on top. Draw. Preordain.
Another Preordain.
Both on top.
Those aren't restricted?
Draw. That's the one that isn't. The other 2 are.
Damn.
They're restricted. Ponder, Brainstorm. There's another one.
Gitaxian Probe.
Yes. Lightning Bolt the Elk. Smack out Oko.
Yeah, that's what you think. Abrupt Decay.
Alright. Go ahead.
End step. 15. I'll go get me another fucking land. You bolted my elk.
Dead. No
Okay.
regrets.
More land. More food.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Misty. Crack.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Volcanic. Time to do shit.
Shit all over everything.
Del 5.
Yep.
Dig.
Yep.
5, 6, 7. Okay.
Did you find what you were looking for? With your dig through time. Did you get the perfect cards?
If only.
Do the perfect things.
Murktide.
Murktide.
Go ahead.
So let's see, what is that?
7/7 flyer.
Seems okay.
Too shabby.
I guess I'll waste a volcanic island.
Sure. This is more the battle I kind of expected to see between these two decks. Lots of plays and counter punches. Oko's still broken.
Broko. That's an elk.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Expressive iteration.
Yep. That is really good in this format.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Down to 3.
Let's kill it.
Oh, why would you do that?
Ponder.
You do that. Ponder, ponder, ponder.
Go ahead.
Fucking Oko. God damn it. I think you got this one.
Hopefully.
I mean, I've got like nothing in my hand. Go ahead. I guess I should tap less stupidly.
Red Horde Arcanist.
Yeah.
Ragavan.
Yeah.
Murktide.
Okay, alright. That's enough.
4 more
of that.
counters. Forcible still in hand.
Murktide's pretty decent.
Yeah. So this is somewhat based off of Legacy. The Legacy Murktide Delver lists have been doing really well, so I figured let's shape Vintage a little bit closer to that. Basically, the big finds were understanding that Flusterstorm isn't that great, but having Force of Negation as a 4-up to back your Murktides is kind of insane. Because now you have 8 forces to just say no to the broken shit early and to protect hard late. And Force of Negation late is still just 1 mana more than negate for a counterspell. Totally reasonable in a deck like this where you get to like 5 lands some of the time. And you're just, alright, just hold up the
A
game.
lot of times you wind up paying the gold price for Force of Wills. Force of Negation's reasonable at 3 mana.
I don't know that I like Dreadhorde Arcanist a ton, although I like it a lot more with Bolt in this.
It seems like maybe I would want it on the sideboard. How many are you playing?
One, but
Okay.
it's a tension point with all the delve again. You know, same reason that Grim Lobmancer has a tension point.
Yeah. Yeah, although you're gonna feel real good the first time you get to recast your Ancestral Recall.
It's true. It's true.
One seems like a good number.
I can see it. Brings up another point on a deck that nobody's really fucked with in this format yet, but could be a thing. It's just like Rakdos Arcanist. Between Thoughtseizes, Duresses, Bolts, Shattering Sprees, like you just have really good... I mean, you can make a Grixis too and play the Ancestrals and go all in.
This deck has so many opening hands that look like they just do absolutely nothing.
Yeah. That was one of my issues with Bug when I played it.
Right, so like I'm gonna mulligan this, but see what y'all think. I'll flip it upside down. We got Forest, Time Walk, Mox, so like broken cards, another land, not spectacular, Mental Misstep, a land, and a tutor. But I think that's a pitch.
Well, you could tutor and go turn 2 Oko.
That gets fucked by one counter.
It does, but Vintage is a format where people have to have it.
I suppose so, and I guess that's just one fewer card. What would you do though? I mean, like I'll try keeping it here, but this, to me, this looks like a pile of shit, even though it's got some good stuff in it.
I'm probably just starting with Misty, Fetch, Trop, Moxjet, Tutor, Grab, Oko, or Jace team as something that's gonna be difficult to deal with. And you could go Jace because the very next turn you can Time Walk and then go Jace, right?
That's really leaning into you not countering anything in your all the counters deck.
True, true.
This seems useless against your deck.
Well,
there's
seeing-
Ragavan, I suppose.
I keep seeing it everywhere because it counters Ancestral Recall, it counters Ragavans, and it counters all the... like, it'll... I don't know. It's another free counter. It pitches to all your forces, so people... that's why it's in there, kind of.
Okay.
It's the same logic as one of Flusterstorm. Like, it does counter some critical shit, but mostly it just gets pitched to other shit. And you're fine with it.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, we'll give this hand a crack.
1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'll keep this.
Tutoring.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Island Go. The best play of the game. The old Island Go.
Ah, shit, he's got a force spike.
Got to be ready. I think Mental Misstep would be amazing in this format if it countered 1 or less. You know what I mean?
That would change everything. Yeah, it sure would.
But hitting exactly 1 it's a little rough. Oh, thanks, Gideon. It was a fun game. That's for damn sure. Trying to beat down against Oko is really fucking hard. Force... Time Walk.
No way! How'd that happen? Oh, shit. Go ahead.
Let's see. We go Sapphire, Delta, Volcanic Island, Magus.
You got a Magus.
Not damning in this particular instance, but might as well. Go ahead.
I'm cut off from blue for now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Assassin's Trophy and Abrupt Decay are on the menu, boys.
So is Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, Instant Land, Planeswalker, Sorcery, 4/5.
Seems decent.
This deck feels like it wants more Goyf.
It does, yeah. How many Goyfs are in here?
2, I think.
That's too few.
I think so too. So it's a 4/5?
Sure is. Go ahead.
Jesus Christ. How the fuck do I kill that?
I expect you to die, Mr. Bond.
Apparently. Christ. What do we do here?
Tarmogoyf.
Pass.
All right. Just put all my mountains over here.
Sure. Yep.
Well, you don't want to block it and use a bolt? Come on.
15, because I took 1 off Delta this game, and that's it so far. So, yep, 15.
Go ahead.
Mountain. 2.
Fetched 1, 17.
Go.
Oh, yeah. Bussin'.
11.
Go ahead.
Preordain?
Yep.
Top. Bring to the bottom.
How do you top your sub?
2.
15.
Go ahead.
End step, abrupt decay.
Yep. Can't be countered.
Now that we're free and still on end step, I'm gonna fetch with this Misty right here. I'll go to 14. This would probably benefit from some more basics to get, so it didn't just get fist fucked.
It's those versus Wasteland, basically.
There's got to be another way.
Not unless you want really land heavy draws.
There's got to be another way.
I mean, you're already running the right number of fetches and the right number of duels. I think it's a 3-2-1 split on the duels and a 3-3 split on fetches.
Still your end step. I'm gonna blow up the volcanic island. Oh no, wait, this is strip mine. I'll blow up an island.
Sure.
A good old island. How big is this? At least a 5 by now.
5. Instant land, sorcery, creature, walker.
Planeswalker.
Yeah, 5.
5, yeah.
Go to 6.
Well, play this shit. And the Time Walker.
Crack. Go to 5. Grab a mountain. Pay the gold price and force innovation. Okay.
Away it goes. I am trying to figure that out. Collector Roof.
Yeah. Done?
Yep.
Cards?
1. Pull it yourself.
You do it that way? Doesn't tap. You need to tap. Go to 4. And you need to grab and I believe.
Bolt self. Self.
Niptide. Exiling 1. Nope. We'll have to leave the lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 lands in there. Get rid of the rest. It gets 3 counters on impact if it resolves.
It does.
I don't know how big Tarmogoyf is now.
Are you done?
How
Are you
big is-
thinking
how
about
big is the
killing
wood?
Tarmogoyf? Sorcery, land, instant, planeswalker. Sorcery, land, instant, planeswalker. 4/5.
Okay. Go ahead then.
Do you have more counters?
Nope.
Then it is death.
Damn. So close.
Death by Tarmogoyf.
Goyf feels really, really, really fucking strong.
It's been good today.
Trying to see if I still have extras, or if I do have another Oko.
Yeah, we got a few minutes left. Let's talk about what we might do with this thing. So...
There's an Oko. There's Endurances, Assassin's Trophy, Leovold, Brazen.
I'm not into the Demonic Tutor in here.
Islands. I don't know that it needs to be in there. Again, I think a lot of these vintage decks were made incorrectly.
I'm iffy on the Snapcaster. I don't like the Jace. The Mental Misstep is okay, but it's...
You know, the first
it's a
version,
sketcher.
The first version of that had Merchant Scroll.
Jesus Christ.
People just like Ancestral Recall so much they're willing to go out of their way.
Like, it's not good by the time you're paying 3 mana for it.
Right. And yet people keep doing it. It's kind of wild. Alright, I'm not seeing Goyf, so maybe that's just how many we have on hand at the moment. I'll add it to the list, though. In the meantime, these are all worth considering.
Taxium Probe's pretty good. Is there one main deck Fatal Push?
Yeah, and I think the rest are on the board.
I don't know if I dig that Sylvan Library either.
Yeah, it's just another one of those vintage staple cards.
Or that Dig Through Time. Or that Treasure Cruise, given that we're goifing.
If we're going Goyf, yeah.
Because these are pretty late game for this deck anyway. So maybe the Sylvan Library becomes a little bit better. So these are kind of like my iffy ones. And I'll put Snapcaster on the iffy list. I don't like Gush. I don't like Jace. Demonic, we just want redundancy. We're a mid-range deck.
Sure.
This is just making something else cost more mana. So I think we have 5 easy ins here.
I would start with those 3 and 2 Goyfs probably. Or Fatal Pushes could go in as well, depending on...
I'm not sure we want the second Leovold. Do we have one in the main, right?
Yeah. He does lock the game pretty hard, though.
He does some good shit. He does some good shit, but there's a lot of things that get him. I remember playing a lot of games where...
Hey, what up, Max? Good to see you, man.
Yo. Where Leovold was kind of eh. I think 1's probably a good number for this. At least that's where I'm at right now.
I can see that.
So, yeah, there's not 4 Assassin's Trophies. I definitely...
No, I don't
would go
think so.
up.
I'll sort it a little bit here while we're going through.
So I'd switch for these 2 for sure. These 2 would be 2 more Goyfs, and then there's 4 more cards to fuck with.
All right, so the rest of these are lands, or basically lands because Moxes. So give me 1 second here to toss those. Okay, there's the lands, non-lands. All right.
And I'm questioning heavily Narset in the main deck. There's some places where I might want to board it in.
Okay.
But this deck isn't, I mean, there's a lot of creatures in here.
Sure.
It's pretty easy to whiff with Narset, and 3 mana is a lot for this deck. But I think we got to be careful to keep our blue sources high. Or our blue cards high for Force of Will.
The passive on Narset's usually important, much like Leovold, but I can see the logic.
And it may not get cut because there's only so many things to put in. How many Collector Oof are there? 4, I assume?
3 or 4. I can't remember where it landed.
2. Looks like 3.
This is also an option. Veil of Summer.
Veil of Summer, I haven't been super impressed with that.
Okay.
Although it's a fine sideboard card because we have access to green.
Daze is also an option if you want it.
I don't think that Daze is where this wants to go either.
Nor do I, but options.
So Time Walk's pretty good. The main deck Fatal Push is questionable to me. We can't even pitch that to anything.
Okay. This is also a deck that could play like 4 Preordain. You know what I mean?
It could, and that would definitely help to reinforce things a bit, and it would be fine for handling some more business. I like the Force of Vigor in here, and with all these green cards, I wouldn't even mind a second in the main.
Mm-hmm. You've got them on the board if you want to flip it.
I just don't want to go too ape shit before we have the cards here to deal with.
Fair.
And I'm just trying to think, you know, hypothetically what we do and what I would do, because I got to figure out a deck still.
Does that play Ponder in that deck?
There's one Ponder.
Okay.
So there's one Brainstorm, there's one Ponder. The Snapcaster is pretty good, and if we're putting in more removal, it gets better.
It also
I
gets
like
better
the
with
idea.
those.
I like the idea of increasing the Snapcaster number. Maybe. I don't know.
So that's a full 180 from we should cut it. Okay.
Well, because I'm looking at all these slots though.
Right.
And we got to have blue cards to make Force of Will work.
Right.
So if we're talking about preordains and shit, you know, Snappy's getting better.
So the 4th Oko, I think, definitely comes in.
Yeah. How many Assassin trophies are already in here? 3, yeah. So the 4th trophy.
I somewhat agree on Treasure Cruise, but I think I would keep Dig Through Time, personally.
I feel like we can do better. Because it's going to fuck the Tarmogoyfs. We're going up to 4 Goyfs.
Right. Well, the good thing about this blue card also is you get your sorcery count back where you want it, which isn't easy with vintage cards typically.
This is true. This is true.
So you could do something like these 2 in for those 2, 2 Goyfs in for these 2, 4 Preordains in for these 4, and then a second Snapcaster.
That's a lot.
It is. It fundamentally changes pieces of the deck, but at the same time...
Yeah, I think this deck does need a change-up, though. So I'm trying to look at the black cards, too. I'm wondering if we can fit in the free black spells. There's not a shitload, you know? So we got 4 Death Rights, we got a Leovold,
Right.
we've got 4 Assassin's Trophies. There's like 10 black cards in here right now. Which probably isn't enough to play Fear.
You mean Grief?
Grief, is that what it's called?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you can play Grief, no.
I'm not sure Grief is good in this format anyway.
We like the black for Assassin's Trophy, Fatal Push.
Yeah, the Fatal Pushes seem really good.
This is
Really
also
good off the sideboard.
This is also a deck that could play Thoughtseize.
We could play Thoughtseize. Yeah, we could. Making our blue count is critical, though.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Thoughtseize.
And I think that's it, though. I think it's got to be like Preordains and Snappies. I don't know if it's 4 Preordains. So if this was... Okay, so we're talking about this is that to this is Goyf.
Goyf.
This is straight up a Snappy. And then there's 4 more slots here. Or no, this Snappy's already in.
Yeah, so this becomes Snappy number 2.
And then these would be 4 Preordains.
Unless you want to keep the push for the increased Snappy count, which back and forth.
I don't think so in the main.
Okay.
I don't think so in the main. Although we could, at this point, we've got enough cards. I'm into keeping a Narset. And I'm into keeping the Mental Misstep, probably, rather than playing like a shitload of Preordains.
So just a couple Preordains kind of thing?
Right, so that'd be like 2 Preordains for these 2 right here.
Okay.
So it brings our blue sources in line with where they need to be. It gives us more to do with the Snappies.
3, 4... 1 second here, just double checking the thing. I forgot the reason it's Wasteland is because fucking Death Rights. You have to play all the things for that. But the payoff's pretty excellent, so no complaints.
No, Wasteland has been solid in here.
Yep. That's the average splits. Spell lands basically, speed lands, and a Beseiju because you can. And it's real good in some matchups.
So the Beseiju, I kind of wonder if we couldn't just squeeze that into another basic.
You could, but you lose an uncounterable way to deal with things like Sphinx of the Steel Wind that you...
Is anyone gonna even fuck with that now that this? I mean, like, I wonder if you can just take it for granted, you know? And there's only the one in the main, so we're talking about things that could be sideboarded as well.
Slots on the board get tight fast in Vintage, but yeah, we could. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 23. Seems reasonable on the land count.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable.
You got the 4 Death Rights, which makes it like 24 basically. You're somewhat pre-boarded against a bunch of artifact decks. Let's see. Sorting this a little bit further. Goifies. Shamans and Goifies. I don't know.
There's some promise here, though. I like this deck.
Yeah. So 4 Shamans, 3 Oofs. Gonna go up to 4 Goifs, 4 Trophies. I do like the 5 Force scenario. 4 Force Will, 1 Force of Vigor. It's a little light. Man, see, this is part of why I almost want another Leovold, though. Pitches to both forces.
There's a lot of green cards, though.
There are. But there are not as many blue as I'd love.
Let's see. Keep in mind we're going to get another 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5 that aren't representing the cards in your hands.
Right, but we lose 2 on the Goifs. So it about stays even by the time we're all said and done. Alright, I'll flip these 2 out because to me these 2 are kind of obvious ones that don't belong. Gush and Tutor are just extra, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't liked Gush in almost any deck because the amount it sets you back, like, it needs a very specific kind of deck for Gush to be good, in my opinion. And people just keep throwing it into everything. Which, I mean, that's Vintage as a whole. People just keep throwing shit in there, like, I don't know, it's banned, we should play it, you know?
Right.
That seems to be the way people look at Vintage most of the time.
Yeah, this deck might have to go Leovold number 2.
I can see it. You want me to grab it?
And if that's the case, we can cut the Nar set for it because they both have that ability.
I like that a lot, actually. I think Leovold's very strong.
Although that did not increase our blue sources.
No.
Let's see here.
That one even on the blue sources when we put the Assassin's Trophy in for the Tutor, and the Gush goes out for Oko, so that stays even. Oko has just been a fucking powerhouse for that deck, and kind of the reason to play.
Yeah, Oko, I've played it in some other decks where it's not nearly as good as it is here, but this deck just, it's good at fucking other people's shit up. It needs a way to, like, win and also do that, and Oko is the perfect...
Just keep going.
Yeah, it's like a Swiss Army knife in here, more so than anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so if these 2 are coming out for 2 Goifs, and then we have to figure out if you want these or if you want to go into Snapcasters, Preordains. I think that's it.
Do we still play the Abrupt Decay with 4 Assassin's Trophies?
I don't know. We can. It pitches to a force, and since you're getting rid of push, I kind of like it as the 5th piece of removal. There's a lot of shit it hits that's important, and it's uncounterable, which is also critical sometimes. Where you just need to kill. Like,
we've got Masaiju that's uncounterable. We got our own counter spells.
we do.
I'm kind of wondering if that's not a good spot to fit in another blue card, though, because the Assassin's Trophy gets anything. And I get concerned about too much one-for-one point-and-click removal.
Right. All right, I'm going to flip these, because they are going to be Goifies.
So what's a good blue card, right? What's a blue card that would go well in here that maybe gives us some more advantage?
I mean, you're looking at 3.
If it's one of them, it's Jace then.
The one that stays?
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that, honestly. I kind of like... I want to see what that's like with a little more removal to pair in with it.
Yeah.
And you can keep the Abrupt Decay and just do the second and then 2 Preordains. Like second Snapcaster, 2 more Preordains. And then these will be Goifs. So I would cut here and here for the Preordains.
Oh, the point was having another blue slot, though.
Well, what are you going to throw in then?
I'm not sure.
Do you want the 3rd Snapcaster? Is that greedy?
Almost certainly.
Feels pretty good with all these Assassin's trophies, though.
Yeah, a lot of Assassin trophies, a lot of card draw cards.
Like, if this is basically the equivalent of Snap's Assassin trophy.
Maybe that should be a Snap then.
I can see that.
Maybe that's just more useful at 4 mana.
Yeah. So it'd be a Snap here. These stay. I like that staying if we're adding a Snap, and honestly, I could see just doing 3 Snap. Is Snap restricted? We should find out if Snap's restricted.
That's a good point. I kind of doubt it, but let's find out.
Gotta know.
Snappy, can we play you?
Gots to know. Okay, this is way too awkward to try and do leaning over this. I'm just gonna use my phone.
Yeah.
Alright, Snapcaster. Let's see. Vintage MTG restricted list. Let's find out.
Yeah, look at these excellent proxies.
It's almost time to get secret layer number 11T2.
All the secret layers, the secretest of layers.
Oh man. Alright, vintage. Where are you? Doesn't. Nope. Not restricted. We can play
that makes
4
sense.
Snaps. Yeah, it's a fair card, you know, at its core. Is there anything else? Treasure Cruise is restricted? Yeah, no shit. Take your time is, yep. Gushes, yep. Yeah, I swear, most people, they designed this deck, mental misstep. They just took all the restricted cards in blue and said, yeah, that.
There's so many decks. I'm almost surprised they didn't put a fucking Time Twister in here, where they just like dump everything in.
Narset is as well, actually. Restricted.
I knew Narset was restricted.
I didn't. Makes sense, though. It's quite the card. This is also a fun option off the board if you ever want to go that route. If you just get tired of those red decks, like the mono red prison decks with Blood Moon. No.
Seems like this should be able to handle that.
It can struggle, but yeah, it can handle it. It depends.
Yeah, but you get like Force of Vigor.
Are we wanting the basic island over the Boseiju then?
I think it would be a basic Swamp because that turns on our blow shit up cards.
Okay. I'll have to find a proxy for that.
Proxy it up.
Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting list. It needs some more work, but it's closer.
Yeah, because if we have 1 basic Swamp and 1 basic Forest, and we've got 4 Assassin's trophies and 1 Abrupt Decay, or did we take that out for a Snappy? We have 4 Assassin's trophies.
And an Abrupt Decay, and then we get 2 Snappies here. And now we have 3 Snappies. It makes this deck very reliant on the graveyard, though. Between Tarmogoyf, Snapcaster, and Deathrite Shaman. That is a fuckload of...
Yeah, Deathrite and Tarmogoyf can though both benefit from the opponent's graveyard.
Helps immensely.
And Snappy only needs 1 card to be sitting there right now.
True. Yeah, I guess it gets around a lot of the hate. You know what I mean? You can't just blanket hate it. Leyline of the Void isn't enough. Like, it'll turn Snapcaster into a bear, but that's still a flash bear in a format that sometimes a flash bear is what you need. You know? Just keep
Sometimes it'd
swinging.
be fine enough to just beat down, or sometimes it's just like whatever, I'll hold it and pitch it to Force later.
Right. There is that. It pitches well, and sometimes it just becomes an elk.
But increasing the possibility of doing, snap casting and ancestral, I'm into that.
Yeah. Snapcast Time Walk, Snapcast Ancestral, these are all very good plays. And Snapcast Time Walk is so much better in a deck with some goddamn aggression to it.
Yeah, that's most of what this deck felt like it was missing was the clock aspect.
There is one other thing to consider. Do you want Force of Negation? We're not running any.
We're not, but it's also kind of low on blue.
It is.
If there were more gold cards, I would love to find a way to fit in some more gold cards. But I don't really know if that's possible.
If there's any good Simic, Sultai, or Dimir.
Basically.
We can't go into Golgari because green.
Right, that's not useful to us.
But especially Simic, if we could find good Simic cards because it pitches to both types of force, that would be valuable. Very valuable. I don't know. Well, I think that's all we got time for tonight.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Darkstream paper, vintage proxies. Fun
Vintage.
times.
Yeah. Completely sanctioned proxies through Wizards of the Coast. They only charged us $10 million. And in exchange, we have to take a dump in their cereal.
All right. Good night, everybody. Max, good to see you.